every time I sit back, I come back from Tennessee, and I sit down here with you, I bet you I couldn't even go into a public access TV station in Tennessee and do this show. I'm imagining that there would be grief and there would be heartache and it would be very difficult to do. And for me, I don't understand the fear of me.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people are afraid of me. I struggle to consider myself your equal. I struggle to consider that I'm anything but less than. And for people to fear me, even though I don't even consider myself your equal most of the time, I feel like the laws don't protect me. I've been fired from too many jobs.
Yeah.
And then you come up to Massachusetts and I feel you're equal. And it is such a gift to just, like you were saying, to feel safe, to know that I can go into any place.
Yeah.
I've not experienced any in-my-face discrimination in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I mean, that's powerful. And, you know, I think my journey as an ally has really got me to the place where the more I get into it, the more I think of this Bell Hooks quote about how, you know, difference is really the root and the core of creating a beloved community. That people living happily and liberated together is about being different and celebrating difference. And that, you know, it's too bad that in our society that being cisgender and being straight, you know, are considered the norm or even like the supreme, because so many of my trans friends who really have, I think, been able to overcome all of the terrible things that tend to happen to trans folks, have really sort of been huge parts of you know, their family's life, their friends' life. You know, it's such a really a beautiful thing to have people who are sort of living together and appreciating one's difference and each other's difference. And I think, you know, Massachusetts does that very well. Boston does that very well, for the most part. You know, there's always some difficulty and I think struggle around this idea of acceptance without really kind of understanding or like befriending people. The other thing I was going to say, just while I'm thinking of it, when I was going to say, you know, the law, like the public accommodations bill, is great and it's super powerful, and if we win, it'll be a big deal. But laws like that and so many other laws, particularly around funding around HIV and AIDS and housing, you know, these laws tend to affect some communities much worse than others, particularly, you know, black and brown folks black and brown trans women of color particular,
Right.
you know, experience these laws, and, you know, violence happens to, you know, African American trans women, you know, at such disproportionate rates. It's wild. And so passing these bills, you know, one thing that I think Mass Equality and Mass Trans Political Coalition and us have really been trying to think about how to pass laws and raise awareness about how people are affected by transphobia, the worst, and across intersecting identities of race, of socioeconomic, so like how much money folks make. You know, people who are poor, folks of color, who are trans women, those are the folks that the laws can really benefit the most. So yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, I mean, in a way, that's how the U.S. has always worked. People have not been equal, and they've had to battle and bash against the system to become what they consider equals. And it's an ongoing beautiful thing with the U.S. that you can accomplish that goal of being considered an equal.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, there was a long ways to go. But it gives me hope that we're in a country that it can be done.
Yeah.